What is going on, Headliner Nation? Welcome to the Week 15 Tailgate Show. That's right, we're about to wrap up 15 weeks of fantasy football content. I can't believe the fantasy playoffs are here. The entire season is almost over. It's gone super quick. But other than our weekend live streams, this will be the last video here for Week 15. In case you missed the programming change last week, our live stream is going to be Saturday morning now, 11 a.m. Eastern time. We're doing it because we got NFL football here on Saturday afternoons and evenings, so we're gonna have to do the live stream a little bit earlier. So be sure you stay tuned to that tomorrow. But in today's episode, we got some end of the week news, some weather updates, a reminder of our Pristine auction items that were given away here this week, and the next installment of Max Friday Flyers. All right, but just like we always do, let's kick it off with some end of the week news because there's quite a bit here to wrap up Week 15. The first thing up, Brandon Staley, the former head coach of the Los Angeles Chargers. That's right, he has been fired after last night's mushroom stamping by the Las Vegas Raiders. We now have interim head coach Giff Smith. Now, if you've never heard of him, don't worry about it. I've never heard of him either. But one thing I can tell you, by them naming Giff Smith the interim head coach, that means they're going to be looking for someone here this offseason, and that is going to be a very high-profile job to land. I am 100% convinced that the players had had enough of Brandon Staley, and last night, they sent a little bit of a message. So we'll be paying attention to that all offseason to see who the Chargers land. How about Chris Olave? He's going to be a true game time decision. But with the play of Derek Carr here as of late, I have dropped Chris Olave in my rankings from 19 to 24. Also because Rashid Shaheed and Taysom Hill are off the injury report and should play this weekend. Hoping Olave can gut it out, but he may be somewhat limited here even if he does play. Now, speaking of limited, what about the backfield of the Green Bay Packers? I feel like Aaron Jones has been questionable all year long, but A.J. Dillon is now as well with a broken thumb. Is ball security going to be an issue, and do we not see very much A.J. Dillon this weekend? It's entirely a possibility. He's currently questionable along with Dontavian Wicks. Now, even though Wicks isn't some huge part of this offense, he definitely opens up more targets down the field to the likes of Jaden Reed and Romeo Doubs if Wicks can't play. And how fitting is it that they have a matchup this week going up against arguably one of the worst pass defenses in the NFL, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I do like myself some Jaden Reed and Romeo Doubs here this weekend. How about Darren Waller? He is officially questionable here this weekend. Now, if he plays, I really don't expect him to get a full set of snaps. Plus, there's that unknown between him and Tommy DeVito. But it is great to see him potentially back on the field here this weekend. Somebody who will not be on the field, Isaiah Pacheco, had a cleanup surgery on his shoulder, will not play this week, but they're saying there's a chance he could next week. How about Nico Collins? There are multiple reports out there all over about Nico. Some say questionable, some say doubtful, some say out. If I had to guess, it's not looking very good for Nico Collins to be on the field this weekend, partly because his starting quarterback won't be out there either. CJ Stroud did not clear concussion protocol in time. He's going to be doubtful to play this weekend. Brian Robinson, running back of the Washington Commanders, he is out. So we got to bump up the likes of Antonio Gibson and maybe even Curtis Samuel as well. How about Tyreek Hill? Everyone is waiting to find out what is going on with Tyreek Hill. He hasn't practiced this week, but they are trying like crazy to get him in the lineup. They need him here this weekend. We saw last week that offense without Tyreek Hill, not as sexy. But they would also love to have Devon Achane back. He was back at practice today. However, he is still questionable to play this weekend. I would love to see this kid play 16, 17 games a year, but I'm starting to get worried it's going to be one of those guys that just can't stay healthy. How about some weather concerns? We have 4 games with a chance of rain and wind that we're really paying attention to here this weekend. The first one up, the Carolina Panthers and Atlanta Falcons, a 90% chance of rain. Now, honestly, in that matchup, we're not overly concerned about it too much because we're not banking on the passing game of either one of those teams to carry us here this week. How about the New York Jets and Miami Dolphins? A slight chance of rain, but wind gusts up to 35 miles per hour. Now, while I wouldn't look at that matchup as a complete avoid by any means, we have to expect there may not be as many big plays in that game unless they're short passes that are taking the distance. Another game we're paying attention to, though, is Buffalo. The Bills and the Dallas Cowboys, a 75% chance of rain there, and then Philadelphia at Seattle. It's Seattle. It always rains in Seattle, but there's an 80% chance of rain in that game as well. All right, that's going to wrap up the end of the week news and the weather update. So let's go into the reminder of what we're giving away here this week. We've been giving away things each and every week of the NFL fantasy football season. And now that it's Christmas time, we're only giving away more. So in Kyle's running back start and sit video, he's giving away this signed Travis Etienne jersey right here from our friends at Pristine Auction. What am I giving away this week? Well, in my wide receiver rankings video, I'm giving away a signed Keenan Allen jersey from Pristine Auction, but that is not it. We're also running a giveaway from now up until the week of Christmas for a signed Justin Herbert Funko Pop right here. I absolutely love how it's signed in yellow ink too. That is fire. But how do you get in on all these giveaways? Well, it's super simple. For the 2 jerseys, the ones that are in this week's videos, all you need to do is head over to those videos, hit the like button, leave a comment down below, and be sure to have a free account signed up at pristineauction.com using the referral code Headliners. When you do that, you'll be automatically entered and eligible. We'll pick a random winner in those videos next week. As for the Herbert Funko Pop, it's a little bit different. This giveaway is going up until Christmas week. How you get in on this one is you need to email me at info@thefantasyheadliners.com with a screenshot of an auction that you've won on pristineauction.com here during the holiday season. There are so many great deals on that website. I want to see what you guys are getting and for what price you're getting it at. No, I don't want to see any of your personal information. All I care about is the item and the amount you got it for. Then on the week of Christmas, I will go through my email. I will randomly select one email, and they're going to be the winners of this signed Justin Herbert Funko. So many things we're giving away here as of late, and it's not over yet. I still have a box full of items that we're going to unload before the NFL playoffs, so be sure to stay tuned and get that account signed up at pristineauction.com. Listen, this is one of the best deals we have here. We love our partnership with Pristine. We don't make any money off of this deal at all. All we want in return from promoting Pristine Auction is items to give away to you, the community. So if you still want to have giveaways year after year after year, you got to head over there, sign up for that free account, use the referral code Headliners, and then if you want to help out a little bit, maybe find something in an auction that you could get yourself for your own man cave as a Christmas present, whatever it may be. Tons and tons of items. But all right, that's the reminder for what we're giving away right now, which means it's time to head over to Max Friday Flyers.
Headliner Nation, what it do? It's your boy Big Mac. Yo, I'm back again with the Week 15 edition of the Friday Flyers. Listen, by now you already know what time it is. You know how we get down. So without further ado, let's get to it. All right, first up, I want to talk about Demarcus Robinson. He's a wide receiver from the Rams. So with Tutu Atwell possibly missing out another week due to being in the concussion protocol, Demarcus could slide in as that third pass catching weapon outside of Tutu and Cooper Kupp. Last week, Robinson caught 3 of 10 targets for 46 yards and a tub. So getting that type of volume, and we all know what type of offense, that they have in LA. It's a pass first offense. So you want a piece of that system and a fantasy pass catcher within that offense. And again, Demarcus Robinson, if Tutu doesn't suit up, could come in and be viable. So again, this is just a flyer, somebody that you might be able to plug and play. Most people, if they're in 3, 4 wide receiver leagues, you need an extra flex, something like that, then you might want to look at Demarcus Robinson. All right, next up, I want to talk about Parker Washington, wide receiver for the Jacksonville Jaguars. So Washington caught 2 or 3 targets for 27 yards and a score in the Jags loss to the Browns on this past Sunday. But with Christian Kirk being out for the season, Parker has a chance to be that wide receiver 3 within this offense. And he's actually caught 2 touchdowns back-to-back in back-to-back weeks, I should say. So his performance against Cincinnati was more impressive, scoring a touchdown 2 weeks in a row, with it also being just his second NFL game is pretty noteworthy. So he's a guy, like I said, that within this offense, they're going to spread the ball around. They're going to look, especially underneath, to try to, beat the 2 high safeties that they're going to typically have over or on, I should say, Calvin Ridley. So you're going to have other options in that pass catching offense, and Parker Washington could possibly come in and be that option. So if Parker's out there, you might want to take a look at him. All right, next up, the guy I want to talk about now, this is more for people who are in super flex leagues, or if you're in like a 14, 16 team league and it's the quarterback landscape is just really horrible and you're just, searching for some type of upside. Bailey Zappi is the guy I want to talk about next, the quarterback from the New England Patriots. So we just saw what he did last week to a pretty decent Pittsburgh Steelers defense. He threw for 3 touchdowns, 19-28 passes for 240 yards. And it depends on your scoring, concepts or settings, I should say. He ended up with about 26 to 27 fantasy points. You can't beat that. Especially, this is a guy that's not highly owned out there, so you could probably pick him up off your waiver wires. So, and they're going against Kansas City this week. Kansas City has a great defense, true enough. However, they're going to have to throw the ball. So you're going to need somebody that's going to have a high potential of upside. And if they're going to throw the ball 35 times, you might want a piece of that action. So Bailey Zappa, if he's out there, he wouldn't be a bad choice. All right, and last but not least, I want to talk about Jimmy Graham, tight end for the New Orleans Saints. So with the receiving corps being banged up as it is right now, Derek Carr has been leaning more towards his pass catching weapons underneath, like his tight ends with Foster Moreau, Johnson, and also the aforementioned Jimmy Graham. So Jimmy has proven to be a reliable option in the red zone. And I think Derek Carr is starting to, come along and just be really more comfortable with Jimmy Graham as that option. The veteran has now logged a touchdown in consecutive games. So going forward, especially when they get down, like I said, in the red zone, Jimmy Graham is an option that, especially if you're in a tight end premium type of scoring setting, he could be somebody that can give you a safe floor. So if Jimmy Graham is out there, I would go ahead and scoop him up. So again, like I said, you can plug and play, put him in your tight end position. And like I said, he can give you a safe floor. All right, guys, listen, that's it for the Friday Flyers for week 15. Hey, we're here in the playoffs right now. Well, most of you guys are getting ready to start the playoffs. The ones that made it, we're proud of you. Actually, just keep tuning in. We're going to continue to give you guys any type of tips and any help that we can here at Headliner Nation. But until then, until next time, I want you to be safe, be blessed, and be champions. Peace.
All right, appreciate it, Mac. That's going to wrap up the Tailgate Show here for Week 15 Fantasy Football. If you enjoyed it, do me a favor, hit the like button on your way out. And then one last time, don't forget, we do not have a Saturday evening live stream for the rest of the year. The live streams are now at 11 a.m. Eastern time due to football games actually being played on Saturday here for the rest of the season. So set your alarms, wake up, have some coffee, and talk some football here with me and Kyle, 11 a.m. on Saturday. Looking forward to that, but I'm going to go ahead and get out of here for the day. Hopefully you guys enjoy the rest of your day and have a great weekend. Good luck in the fantasy playoffs, and we'll talk to you later. But most importantly, don't forget to do your part to make the world a better place.